Hi there guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. In this video, I'm just going to talk about taking care of yourself, especially health-wise when you are traveling. Because the moment you start to travel, there is a bit of a shift. You're just shifting from an environment you are familiar with to a new environment. Plus, there is a reason you're traveling. It might be that you're going for work or business or just for some leisure, entertainment, tourism, and you end up changing your routine. So if you are one of those people who have to look after themselves, and generally speaking, everybody should, then you may find that you're not in your home, you're not in your turf, and your schedule does change. I'm thinking of someone who is on a diet, for example, or just has got certain rigor onto how much they consume and what they consume. I'm talking of people who have got a gym membership or belong to a certain group that exercise on a regular basis. And generally speaking, health and fitness get disrupted when you're traveling. So let me start from the airplanes. I'm saying this because I saw this very recently, that actually you could order a meal. You could, when you book online, you could always order your own combination of meals as you like it. I mean, most airlines will have an option between normal, vegetarian, vegans. I think there are two forms of vegetarians. I don't remember the difference, but I saw this airline with two different ways to order a vegetarian meal. Or if you are diabetic, you could just write diabetic and they will know what to do for you. So this is very critical to know and to do before you board, because you don't want to be given a meal and don't like it because it is too high carbs or too much sugar or a meat you don't want to eat. So use those in the first place. When you book on the airline, go onto your admin portal. They will have some sort of admin or a page, or booking a page of your own. And you can, in many airlines, you can always customize or order a meal of your choice. I mean, select between those options that are given to you. That's number one. Number two, at your destination, I found it hard when you move to a different country with a different regime. You may find that you don't even understand the menu. The food you are used to is not there. If you have got some dietary requirements, you may find that the hotels or the restaurants there don't cater for those sort of requirements. So you have to know yourself to be a bit savvy around it and know which one is high sugar, high carbs, whatever, and learn the environment and know where to order. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm trying to take in as less sugar as possible and less cholesterol or fatty stuff. So when I'm traveling in countries like Asia, where there is a lot of sugar really in their meal and sometimes a lot of oil as well, what I do is I often go to a barbecue shop, or a barbecue restaurant, or a buffet restaurant. Then I can walk around and say, oh, this is chicken, it is marinated or whatever, or that's fish. I can sort of, without talking to anyone in particular, I can just go there and pick what I want and pay in the end, because sometimes it's even hard to talk to local people about your needs. So that's one way I've seen really you can have your meal the way you want it. If you go to a buffet, obviously it may come at a cost, but that's what it is. The same with if you're a vegetarian, I think you may be lucky to find a vegetarian restaurant if you search around or ask in the forums. But just don't settle for less because you're not in your own home. Look around, ask Google, ask forums, and look for a buffet. They are basically a good option to just pick and choose what you want to eat. So that's number one about eating. Then exercise. This one is also tricky because when you are in your home, you have got a certain routine on how to exercise. Maybe you walk to work, maybe you go to the gym, maybe you've got some gym equipment at home, but you cannot carry those overseas. So what I do is I've got a jumping rope, which is lightweight, so I pack that with me. And I've got a certain resistance stretching cords as well. You just put them on your feet or onto some structure and you pull them. They are lightweight. Those I use them when I go overseas. But also just do a bit of exercise in your hotel, even if your schedule is quite tight before you sleep. Do a few push-ups. And most of the time, you just need some maintenance sort of exercise. Don't need to sort of be a bodybuilder. But yeah, just find ways to keep that sort of routine, or at least a portion of it. When I was in Vietnam, it was particularly hard because it's so hot. So I still had to walk and do a bit of crisscross. I mean, I do a bit of running, but it was really hot. But you've got to do it, because otherwise you end up losing sight of your health and fitness objectives, and that could be dangerous. In actual fact, I think my blood sugar went a little higher, and my weight went also higher because of A, the food I was eating, and B, I didn't exercise as much as I would when I was if I was at home. Number 3, which is very important. People don't realize how much sleep, how much important sleep is for our health and our well-being. But this gets compromised. I mean, I'm talking from my own experience. We've been on a plane for 18 hours, 18. Like from Auckland to Doha, it's 18 full hours non-stop. Now I have a layover of 8 to 9 hours at Doha International Airport, and I'm not sleeping, I'm sitting here. And from there, I'm gonna fly another 5 hours to Nairobi, and I will be there about 2 p.m. And I'm not probably going to sleep until 10 p.m. because I will meet my colleagues and I will be chatting, and it's a new environment, all of that. So you really lose a lot on your sleeping patterns when you're traveling, first when you are on a plane, but even when you get to the destination, depending on what you have gone to do, you may find that there is first of all, there's a time zone difference and interrupt your sleeping patterns. Then your schedule is too busy. If you're there for leisure and you are in a city that has got a very busy nightlife, you may end up sleeping at 2, 3 a.m. and that's really dangerous. I'm as guilty. I'm not saying it in a disparaging way. I'm as guilty as anyone else. I've spent like a whole night awake in some cities, just walking around, or the music's too loud, or the noise is too much. It's just that sort of things that you have to mind when you're traveling, that your health and your fitness objectives are not compromised, to be honest. I know there will be, you cannot avoid it 100%, but you can always be aware of that, be conscious, and make decisions or make a plan on to how to mitigate for all those issues. Okay guys, I think that's what I wanted to say for now. I think the last one I would think of just health safety in general. Be careful of being involved in fights in certain countries. The law might be not as protective as it is in the West. Be careful about food poisoning, and if you know your stomach is not as solid as it should be, don't just try many foods. It may cost you. Have your insurance and all these other things, guys. Maybe the last thing is, if you're dealing with the women, be very careful. I mean, you can really get yourself screwed up in those stuff. Just your health is much more important than 2 minutes or 2 hours fun. Just be safe, guys, when you're traveling, especially the young ones, or not so young ones. Just be safe. I guess you know what I mean. I don't want to be in trouble with the Google ranking and the stuff, but you know what I mean. Just be safe. Protect yourself. Your health is very important. Okay, guys, if you've got other tips to share on to how you keep healthy and fit when you travel, or any other danger to avoid or health risk to watch out, please share in the comment down below. And to some, just mind your food, mind your sleep, get your insurance, and know your environments, vaccinations as well, and all those stuff. Some of them of it is formal. I didn't want to repeat it here. Okay, thanks guys. If you like the video, please thumbs up, share with your friends, and ultimately subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. So okay guys, have a good one. Cheers for now. Bye.